She told me she'd never cheat, said her last ex broke her trust. I believed her. Then I came home to her whispering, "He doesn't even touch me right." I didn't say a thing. Just recorded it all. Played it back during our anniversary dinner with her parents there, and then. I'm a 35-year-old guy living in Pittsburgh. I work maintenance at a college downtown. I've been there about 6 years now. I'm not flashy. I don't make six figures or drive a luxury car. But I'm the kind of guy who keeps his word, doesn't lie, doesn't cheat. I like a simple life. I like peace. I met Jamie through a mutual friend. She was 32, worked as a dental hygienist at a clinic in Greentree. She had a calm way about her. Didn't talk over people. Didn't try to be the center of attention. I noticed that right away. First few times we hung out, she told me about her last relationship. Said the guy was controlling. Always accused her of cheating. Kept checking her phone. Got drunk and said things he couldn't take back. I listened. I didn't rush her. Just let her talk. One night she looked right at me and said, "I'm not a cheater. I couldn't live with myself if I hurt someone like that." I believed her. Looking back, maybe I wanted to believe her too badly. We took it slow for the first 6 months. Dated on weekends. Stayed over every now and then. She liked old diners and grocery shopping late at night. I thought she was different. Honest. Someone who'd been hurt, and just wanted something real. A year in, we moved in together. Rented a 2-bedroom in Mount Lebanon. Quiet neighborhood, safe. I drove a used F-150, she had a little red Hyundai. We split bills down the middle. Cooked together. Watched crime shows. I really thought we were solid. Then things started changing. Small at first. She'd get texts late at night, then put her phone face down. Said it was work stuff. I let it go. She started going to the gym twice a week with a friend from work, Amanda. Tuesdays and Thursdays. She'd leave around 6 p.m., and sometimes not come home until after 9. At first I didn't question it. Then one night I asked if she wanted to go together, and she said, "Nah, it's a girl thing. We talk and stuff." The way she said it felt off. Like she was trying to make it sound too normal. The next few weeks she got more distant. Less physical. Less talkative. I'd ask if she was okay and she'd say, "Just tired." Or, "Work's been stressful." I didn't push it. But something didn't feel right. Then came the Thursday I'll never forget. I got off work early. My boss let me go at 3 p.m. because we finished some roof repair ahead of schedule. I didn't text Jamie. I figured I'd surprise her. Maybe pick up dinner on the way. Just something nice. A little spark. I grabbed her favorite Thai, pad CEW and red curry chicken, and drove home. When I got there, I saw her car in the driveway. That stopped me. She wasn't supposed to be home. I parked a block away. Walked back. Opened the front door quiet as I could. I heard voices upstairs. The bedroom. Not moaning. Not loud. Just quiet talking. Laughing. Her voice soft. I moved up the stairs slow. And then I heard it. Her whispering. "He doesn't even touch me right." And then she laughed. My chest got tight. The guy answered her. "Because he's trying too hard to be good. You need someone who knows what you really want." She laughed again. That was the moment. I stood there frozen. I didn't open the door. I didn't yell. I didn't confront anyone. I just turned around, walked out of the house, got back in my truck, and drove for 2 hours. I didn't cry. I didn't call anyone. I just drove, thinking. Something in me went quiet. Like a switch flipped. When I got home later that night, the house was dark. She was asleep. I didn't say anything. The next day, I went to Best Buy and bought a small voice recorder. Something easy to hide. That night, I stuck it behind the dresser in our bedroom. Hit record before I left for work. I did this for the next 2 weeks. She brought the guy over twice that I know of. Same voice. Same sweet talk. Same lies. One time she said, I fake it with him every time. It's pathetic. Another time. He thinks I'm just tired. He has no idea. I copied the files, clipped the worst parts, and saved them all on a flash drive. I didn't say a word to her. I smiled. I cooked dinner. I asked about her day. She had no clue. 3 weeks later, it was our anniversary. We planned dinner with both our parents at this quiet Italian place in Shadyside. She helped book it. Bought a new dress. Told me she wanted this to be a special night. I told her it would be. And I meant it. The night of our anniversary came fast. Jamie was glowing. She wore this dark green dress I'd never seen before, something tight, something she picked for a reason. She did her hair up nice, curled it a little, and wore those heels that made her walk slower, like she was showing off. She looked like the perfect girlfriend. If I didn't know what I knew, I would have been proud to have her on my arm. We met both sets of parents at the restaurant around 6:30. It was a small place, quiet, candles on every table, soft music in the background. Her dad, Mr. Allen, was already at the bar with a whiskey in hand. Her mom gave me a hug and told me I looked stronger since she last saw me. Jamie clung to my arm and whispered, I'm so happy. You've been so sweet lately. I said, Yeah. I've been thinking a lot about us. Dinner started out normal. We ordered wine. Shared appetizers. Everyone laughed about some old vacation story her dad told. My mom asked when we were finally getting married. Jamie blushed and squeezed my hand. I played along. I waited. Halfway through dinner, I stood up and said I had a little something planned. A surprise. Something to show how far we'd come. Everyone got quiet. Jamie smiled wide, like she thought I was about to propose. Instead, I pulled a Bluetooth speaker out of my jacket and set it on the table. I made a little anniversary recording, I said. Some real moments from the past few weeks. Jamie's eyes lit up for a second, but then her smile faded. Wait, she said. What kind of recording? I didn't answer. Just tapped the play button on my phone. At first it was quiet. A little static. Then her voice came through, soft, breathy. He doesn't even touch me right. The table froze. Her dad stopped chewing. My mom blinked, looking from me to Jamie. Jamie's whole body tensed. Then came the guy's voice. Because he's trying too hard to be good. You need something real. Her mom gasped. My dad stared at me like he didn't understand. Then another clip played, Jamie again, laughing. I fake it with him every single time. It's honestly just sad now. Jamie slapped her hand over the speaker. What the hell are you doing? She hissed. Turn it off. I didn't move. I stared right at her. I wanted everyone to hear what love sounds like behind closed doors. Her mom dropped her fork. Her dad stood up slow. You cheating on him? He asked, voice low. Jamie didn't answer. She just stared at me, eyes wide. I looked at her dad. She told me her last boyfriend broke her trust. That she'd never do something like that to anyone. Her dad turned red in the face. He sat back down and didn't say a word. Jamie lunged across the table and grabbed the speaker, yanked it out of the socket, and threw it into her purse. You don't do this in front of our parents, she snapped. I pulled out the folded paper I had in my coat pocket and dropped it next to her plate. I already talked to the landlord. The lease is under my name. You've got 3 days to pack your stuff. She froze. Her mom leaned in. You actually cheated? She asked, almost whispering. Jamie didn't answer. She looked down, eyes welling up. Then she stood, stormed off without another word. Her dad followed. Her mom stayed behind for a minute, just shaking her head. Then she said something I didn't expect. You know, I used to wonder if she had this in her. I guess now I know. She left too. The table was quiet. My mom just looked at me. You okay? She asked. No, I said. But I will be. What I didn't expect was what happened next. The fallout didn't stop with that dinner. The guy Jamie cheated with? Turns out, he wasn't just some random guy from the gym. He was married. I didn't know until 2 days later when a woman knocked on my door. She was maybe late 30s. Blonde hair pulled back in a tight ponytail. She looked tired. Eyes red like she'd been crying. You're the one who played the recording at the restaurant, right? She asked. I nodded. She introduced herself. Said her name was Laura. She was his wife. Found my address through a mutual contact, Amanda, the coworker Jamie claimed to be working out with. Laura had heard about the dinner because Jamie's mom talked about it to one of the front desk workers at Jamie's clinic, who happened to know Laura through a PTA group. Small town things. Turns out, Jamie and the guy, his name was Drew, had been seeing each other for over 6 months. They met at Jamie's office. He came in for a cleaning. Jamie flirted. Drew took the bait. Laura said she'd been suspicious for a while, but couldn't prove anything. Jamie saved Drew's number under Amanda's name. Told Laura she was spending time with girlfriends. The usual stuff. Now Laura wanted proof. I gave her the recordings. I emailed everything. Told her to do whatever she wanted with them. I don't think she was expecting that, but she took them. And she said one last thing before leaving. I don't care what happens to him anymore. But I want her to feel it. After Laura left my house, I sat there for a while. Didn't turn on the TV. Didn't check my phone. Just sat in that silence. The weight of everything hit me a little harder that night. I wasn't just dealing with Jamie lying to me. There was this new layer now, another family she helped break. Another person just like me who got stabbed in the back. I thought it was over. I thought the worst part was behind me. I was wrong. 3 days later, I got a call from my landlord. Hey, he said. Jamie's trying to get access to the lease. Said she's still living there. That there's a legal issue. Apparently, Jamie was now saying she had a right to stay in the apartment because she'd contributed financially for over a year and had mail going there. She wanted to fight the eviction. I told my landlord everything. That she cheated, that she'd already moved half her stuff out, that I gave her the 72-hour notice, and that she wasn't on the lease. He said he'd do what he could, but I might want to get a lawyer. That night, Jamie showed up at the house. She knocked. Calm at first. Then louder. I opened the door just far enough to look at her. Her eyes were puffy. No makeup. She looked like she hadn't slept in days. You really emailed her? She asked. She deserved to know. She looked down at her feet, then up again. You ruined my life. I laughed once sharp. No. You did that. She took a shaky breath. You don't get to pretend you're the victim here. I said. I wasn't thinking straight. She said. It wasn't serious. I just needed. I don't know. Something. I stared at her. I didn't blink. You needed something. I repeated. And you picked a married man. She stepped forward. I closed the door more. I'm not here to fight. She said. I just want to get the rest of my stuff. And talk. Please. I didn't answer. But I let her in, only because I wanted her out for good. She walked through the house slow, like it hurt her to see it. She picked up a photo of us from the shelf. The one from Lake Erie last summer. You know what hurts the most? She said, not looking at me. You tell me. I didn't think you'd stop loving me so fast. That got me. I clenched my jaw. Took a breath. You didn't just cheat, Jamie. You mocked me. You laughed about it. You told him I was pathetic. That I didn't satisfy you. Then you laid in bed next to me like nothing happened. She wiped her nose with her sleeve. I panicked. Good. Keep panicking. She didn't answer. As she packed the last of her things, she said something I didn't expect. You know Laura's suing Drew, right? I didn't. She found texts, videos, pictures. She's taking him for everything. She looked back at me. And she wants to sue me too. Said I ruined her marriage. I shrugged. She wouldn't be wrong. I could lose my job. Jamie said. She's been emailing my boss. That's between you and her. She looked at me hard. You really don't care anymore? No, I said. I cared every night you lied to my face. I don't have anything left. She stood still for a second, then walked out without another word. A week passed. Then another. Things got quiet again. Until one morning, I got a call from Amanda, Jamie's actual friend from work. The one who was supposed to be going to the gym with her. I barely knew Amanda. Met her maybe twice. So when she called, I was confused. But she sounded shaken. You don't know me, she said. But I thought you should hear this. Apparently, Jamie had been telling people I was abusive. That I screamed at her. That I tracked her phone. That I threatened her when I found out about the affair. She told her coworkers that she was scared to come get her stuff alone, and that I'd made her life hell. That was the story now. She was the victim. Again. Amanda said she didn't believe it. I know Jamie, she said. She lies when it gets messy. I just figured you should know what she's saying. I thanked her. And now, I was angry all over again. I'd done everything right. And she was still trying to destroy my name. I knew what I had to do next. After Amanda told me what Jamie was saying, that I was abusive, that I threatened her life. After I found out, I knew I couldn't just sit back and let her rewrite the story. I had to shut it all down. Not just for me, but for anyone else she might try to manipulate next. I started by going through every recording I had. I made a copy of everything. Cleaned up the audio, timestamped it, labeled each file by day and topic. Then I typed out a statement. 3 pages long. Calm. Detailed. No insults. Just facts. I included screenshots of our texts from those weeks. Her flirty messages. The voice clips. The message where she asked me, "Do you want Thai tonight or should I cook?" The same day she slept with Drew in our bed. I made it all one clean, organized document. And I sent it to her employer. Not anonymously. I used my full name. Gave context. Attached the evidence. Told them they could follow up if needed. I didn't tell them what to do with it. I just let it speak for itself. Then I sent a copy to her mom. To this day, that was the only time her mom ever replied to me. She said, "I'm sorry, truly. I raised her better than this." 3 days later, Amanda called again. "She's on leave," she said. "HR's doing an internal investigation." I thought that was it. But it got worse for Jamie. Or better, depending how you look at it. Turns out, Drew's wife Laura had already filed for divorce. She used the evidence I gave her to prove adultery, and was going after full custody of their 2 kids. Drew tried to fight it, said it was a gray area. But the recordings sealed the deal. And Jamie? Laura did sue her. Alienation of affection. Pain and suffering. Harassment. Apparently Jamie sent Drew videos. Stuff I never knew about. Some of it was sent while Laura was out of town with the kids. She found everything. Jamie was about to lose a lot more than just her job. I didn't hear from her again for weeks. Then one day, I got a handwritten letter in the mail. It was messy. Like she'd written it while crying. Or shaking. She said she lost her job. That she was being sued for over $60,000 in damages. That she couldn't afford rent and had to move back in with her parents. She said her mom barely spoke to her. That her dad called her a disgrace. That no one believed her anymore. She ended the letter by saying, "I hope you're happy. You destroyed me." I read it twice. And I laughed. Not because it felt good to see someone fall apart, but because that was the same thing she said to me the night I caught her. She said I destroyed her. But all I ever did was give her enough rope to hang herself with. She cheated. She lied. She laughed about it behind my back. And when I calmly showed people who she really was, she couldn't take it. People like her never do. 6 months later, I sold the last piece of furniture she'd ever touched in my house. I gave away the green throw blanket she always curled up under. Donated the wine glasses she picked out from Target. Burned the damn bedsheets. I started dating again after a while. Slowly. Carefully. I still have trust issues, but I'm not bitter. You want to know what the real revenge was? Not the recording. Not the eviction. Not even her losing her job or getting sued. It's this: now, when Jamie thinks about me, she doesn't see a fool. She sees the guy who exposed her in front of her parents. The guy who never raised his voice, but ruined her lives with cold, hard truth. The guy she thought was weak, who ended up stronger than she ever imagined. And she'll never forget that night at the table, when her whole double life came crashing down in front of the people whose respect she cared about most. Now that's justice. That's revenge. And that's the end of my story.